Fala aí, molecada, vocês estão bom? Eu tô bom também. Estamos de volta aqui com mais um gameplay de Stanley Parable, vídeo número 2, onde vamos tentar aqui descobrir mais algumas saídas para este jogo, né?
Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
O início ele é sempre igual, né? Ele não tem muitas variações. Eu sei que no primeiro gameplay eu fiz todas as escolhas que o narrador me mandou fazer, né? Vamos tentar fazer o oposto agora para ver o que acontece.
When Stanley came to a set of two open doors, he entered the door on his left.
Como eu fui pela esquerda, agora eu vou pela direita.
This was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it. Yes, truly a room worth admiring. It had really been worth the detour after all, just to spend a few moments here in this immaculate, beautifully constructed room. Stanley simply stood here, drinking it all in. Yes, really, really worth it being here in the room. A room so utterly captivating that even though all your co-workers have mysteriously vanished, here you sit looking at these chairs and some paintings. Really worth it.
Eu acho muito engraçado a maneira como o narrador interage
Stanley's
no
obsession
jogo.
with this room bordered on creepy and reflected poorly on his overall personality. It's possible that this is why everyone left. But at last, he'd had enough of the amazing room and took the first open door on his left to get back to business.
Bom, ele mandou eu entrar... Puta, tem mais uma opção aqui. Bom, como eu falei que eu não ia fazer as coisas que o narrador me mandou, então eu não vou entrar aqui.
Stanley was so bad at following directions, it's incredible he wasn't fired years ago.
Sala estranha, né? Cheio de projetos e... nada a ver com o escritório aqui. Parece um depósito. Penalidade para não usar direito. Não pule do elevador. Você pode morrer.
Look, Stanley, I think perhaps we've gotten off on the wrong foot here. I'm not your enemy, really, I'm not. But in his eagerness to prove that he is in control of the story and no one gets to tell him what to do, Stanley leapt from the platform and plunged to his death. Good job, Stanley. Everyone thinks you are very powerful.
Eu realmente morri. Será que tem mais
All
alguma
of his
coisa lá?
co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo. When Stanley came to a set of two open... This was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it. Wow, yes, this room. But eager to get back to business, Stanley took the first open door on his left.
Me obrigue. Eu quero ver se tem mais alguma coisa ali. Porque parece que tem um
Stanley was
caminho ali
so bad
embaixo.
at following directions, it's incredible he wasn't fired years ago.
Porque tem uma porta ali, provavelmente ele me leva. E tem outra coisa aberta ali embaixo. Será que tem alguma maneira de eu chegar ali? Não sei.
Look, Stanley, I think... But in his eagerness to prove that he is in control of the story and no one gets to tell him what to do, Stanley leapt from the platform and plunged to his death. Good job, Stanley. Everyone thinks you are very powerful. All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo. When Stanley came to a set of two open, this was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it. The lounge was sublime, a work of art. What was it about this room that called so deeply and so personally to Stanley? Its grace? Its subtle charm? No. Stanley knew it was something deeper, something darker. But eager to get back to business, Stanley took the first open door on his left. Stanley was so bad at following directions, it's incredible he wasn't fired years ago. Look, Stanley, I think perhaps we've gotten off on the wrong foot here. I'm not your enemy, really, I'm not. I realize that investing your trust in someone else can be difficult, but the fact is that the story has been about nothing but you all this time. There's someone you've been neglecting. What?
Opa,
really?
consegui.
I was in the middle of something. Do you have zero consideration for others? Are you that convinced that I want something bad to happen to you? Why, I don't know how to convince you of this, but I really do want to help you, to show you something beautiful. Look, let me prove it. Let me prove that I'm on your side. Give me a chance.
You don't control me, motherfucker. Perigo em todos os lugares. Cara, que jogo doido, velho.
Now listen carefully, this is important. Stanley walked through the red door.
Eu vou pegar a porta azul. Eu vou fazer tudo que ele não manda eu fazer.
Perhaps you misunderstood. Stanley walked through the red door. I still don't think we're communicating properly. Stanley walked through the red door. All right, fine, go ahead, Stanley. You want to know so badly what's out there? You want to find out what lies at the end of this road you've chosen? Well, don't let me stop you. You see? There's nothing here. I haven't even finished building this section of the map, because you were never supposed to be here in the first place. Broken rooms, exposed developer textures. Is this what you had wanted? Was it worth ruining the entire story I had written out specifically for you? Do you not think I put a lot of time into that? Because I did. And in the end, it was all for nothing. Because this is what you wanted to see. Help me here, Stanley. Help elucidate these strange and unknowable desires of yours. What would have made this game better? What did you want to see? Vehicles? Skill trees? Work with me. You've given me absolutely nothing so far. Tell you what. Let me take a stab in the dark at a new design, and you can give me some feedback. There we go. A third option. This already feels leaps ahead of where we were before. Go ahead, Stanley. Take it for a spin.
Cara, esse jogo é sensacional, velho. O narrador é muito vivo, é impressionante.
Okay, I'm going to stop you there. Now, tell me about your experience with this new version. Would you say that the game benefited from allowing you more choices? Feel free to be honest. I'm looking for some real critical feedback here.
Eu vou dar a pior nota pra ele, só de zoas.
A 1? I mean, I can understand if you had reservations, you saw ways the game could be improved to more fully express itself mechanically and artistically, but a 1? That's not even helpful. What am I supposed to do with that? But I guess it isn't my place to judge. Here, based on the data from your previous playthrough, I've compiled a new version. And to be perfectly candid, I think I've knocked it out of the park with this one. Let's take a look.
Ele coloca um telão na tela. De todo mundo que jogou o jogo. Será que isso é real? Isso aqui não deve ser verdade, é muita zoeira. Ou ele me devolveu na sala aqui. Eu tenho que ir na... Vou de novo aqui, vamos ver.
Now, would you say that competitive leaderboard helped you feel motivated to keep walking through doors? Again, honest answers, please.
Eu vou manter o 1, só pra ver o que acontece.
Hey, I nearly forgot. I've got a prototype of a new game I've been working on, and now would be a lovely opportunity to give it some playtesting. You wouldn't mind taking a look at it, would you? Perfect. Let me boot it up. In this game, the baby crawls left towards danger. You click the button to move him back to the right, and if he reaches the fire, you fail. It's a very meaningful game, all about the desperation and tedium of endlessly confronting the demands of family life. I think the art world will really take notice. But of course, the message of the game only becomes clear once you've been playing it for about 4 hours. So why don't you give it 4 hours of play to make sure it's effective? Be sure to keep notes on your experience.
Cara, isso é perturbador, velho. Desculpa, nenê, você vai queimar.
You heartless bastard. Did you do it because you hate babies or purely to spite me? Because if it's the latter, well, I don't know what to do. I'm completely out of ideas. I can't think of a single thing that might improve the experience for me. I'm not even going to try. I'm out, I'm done. It's over. Thank you for playing. Your input was extremely valuable. Oh, hey, since my game was so awful, why don't we play someone else's game, just to ease the pain? Let's see. What do we have here? Yes, this seems like it'll work. Let's give it a shot.
Puta que pariu, cara.
Is this any better? At last, the one thing you've always desired. A game I had absolutely nothing to do with. But is it enough? Tell me that, Stanley. Will it ever be
Ele me
enough?
colocou no
Well, I'll say
Minecraft,
this.
cara.
I'm done
Que
making
da
things for
hora.
you. From now on, I will only create to fulfill a greater artistic purpose. Watch this, Stanley. I'm going to build a house. This will go here. No, here. And then... Let's see, what does it need? Yes, of course. And just to finish it all off, yes, it's complete. I made this, Stanley. Look at it. Gaze upon my work of art and feel ashamed at your own inadequacy. Ah, but you've only seen it from the outside. You've only gotten half the experience. Please, step inside and make yourself comfortable. Isn't it grand? Isn't it perfect? It could only be better if... Wait, that's it. We must rebuild it out of diamond. Diamond everything. Yes. Come along, Stanley. We have to go mining.
Cara, que bizarro que é isso aqui. Sensacional esse jogo.
Oh my, it looks like it's going to get a bit dark. Have you brought a light? Oh, no. This is far more open-ended than I had in mind. I'm looking for something more narrow and linear. Something that makes you feel utterly irrelevant. This won't do at all. 1 out of 5. Even the diamonds couldn't save this one. Okay, new game.
O que ele criou agora?
Yes! I don't even know what this game is, but I love it. You, trapped in a glass box with no way out, listening to me talk. Oh, it's inspired. I couldn't have done it any better myself. What is this game even supposed to be? I can't figure it out. Okay, now I'm curious. Let's go find out what the hell this
Eu consigo
is.
controlar as coisas agora, né? Ele me colocou no mundo de Portal agora. Que é outro jogo muito bom também. Que da hora, cara. Esse jogo é sensacional. Como que eu saio daqui? Eu não consigo sair daqui? Agora ferrou, porque eu não consigo pular. Até sair uma... E aí? O que eu faço? Tem uma saída? Ah, tá, porra. Burro demais.
Oh, it's a puzzle. Critical thinking, Stanley. Your forte.
Ai, caramba.
Genius. No, actually, you know what? I think that's plenty. I really don't care much to see you stumble through any more of these games, and I highly doubt you're any wiser for the experience. Which is why, rather than continue to waste my time, I'm just going to leave you here. You can pretend you've beaten the game if it makes it any richer for you, but as for me, I've had enough. So, why don't you get cozy in this room, and if you have any grand revolutionary ideas for the perfect video game, you can just sit there and let it ball up inside you for all eternity. I don't need your advice. I don't need your ratings. And I certainly don't need the validation of a man whose job is to push buttons. I think I'll just go about my business, making meaningful cultural contributions to the world. And perhaps every now and then I'll think back to a man named Stanley who was objectively wrong in every decision he ever made. The thought won't last long. Goodbye, Stanley. Good luck with your work, and I sincerely hope that everyone lives happily ever after.
E aí, é isso? Caramba, ele tem uma continuação ainda. Será que eu fico preso aqui agora? Caí de novo. Mano, que bizarro que é isso aqui. O jogo tá tipo completamente destruído. Ele não criou essas áreas. Isso aqui provavelmente é um labirinto, né? Eu tô preso aqui. Será que tem alguma saída? Ah, aqui eu tô voltando. Ó. Escolha das portas. Tem uma luz ali. Caramba, cara. Eu voltei pra minha sala. Ela tá completamente diferente. Cara, acho que eu devo ter feito o final mais complexo do jogo. De longe.
I wonder what he found. If what he wanted was to be the leading man in his own story, well, perhaps he's gotten it. Down in wherever he is right now. I wonder if he's happy with his choice, and if he's learned the heavy cost that comes with it. He'll understand soon what I was trying to tell him. He needs me. Someone who will wrap everything up at the end, to make sense out of the chaos and the fear and the confusion. That's who I am. That is what I mean to this world. Oh, yes. Yes, I'll be back. There's no other way. Once this ends, after it all comes to a close, then I'll be back. The end will be here soon. Very soon. I can wait.
Eu não controlo mais nada. Tá tudo preto. Eu estou perdido. Ah, e ele começou um novo jogo. E eu mudei o mapa do jogo. Caramba, eu mudei o mapa do jogo. Eu voltei direto na
Stanley
sala.
came to a set of 2 open doors. He entered the door on his left.
Eu pulei toda aquela parte do escritório. Eu vou continuar entrando pela porta da direita. Só que eu vou
This was
entrar...
not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it.
Provavelmente ele faz isso só pra encurtar um pouco de caminho, né? Que faz completo sentido.
Standing now in this incredible room, Stanley for the first time understood true happiness. Then the feeling went away, and he felt sad again. Then it came back, and lingered for a minute or two. Now it's only half there, just a kind of, tingle.
E a cada iteração ele muda o que ele fala. E são só frases filosóficas.
Yes, really worth it being here in the room. But eager to get back to business, Stanley took the first open door on his left.
Ao invés de eu pegar a porta azul, eu vou entrar pela porta vermelha. É isso que eu vou
Stanley
mudar
was so
agora.
bad at following directions, it's incredible he wasn't fired years ago.
Já sei que não dá pra cair ali embaixo, apesar de ter uma porta ali, eu acho que aquilo é só cenário. Ele me mata toda vez que eu caio ali.
Look, Stanley, I think perhaps we've gotten off on the wrong foot here. I'm not your enemy, really, I'm not. I realize that investing your trust in someone else can be difficult, but the fact is that the story has been about nothing but you all this time. There's someone you've been neglecting, Stanley. Someone you've forgotten. What? Really? I was in the middle of something. Do you have zero consideration for others? Are you that convinced that I want something bad to happen to you? Why, I don't know how to convince you of this, but I really do want to help you, to show you something beautiful. Look, let me prove it. Let me prove that I'm on your side. Give me a chance.
Não consigo entrar em alguma dessas portas, tá tudo fechado. Tudo...
Now listen carefully, this is important. Stanley walked through the red door.
Vamos lá. Só que eu não vou entrar de primeira, eu vou entrar de segunda. Quero pegar naquela brilhante.
Aha, perhaps you misunderstood. Stanley walked through the red door. I still don't think we're communicating properly. Stanley walked through the red door.
Pronto.
Oh, thank God you are willing to listen to me. Do you see that I really have wanted you to be happy all this time? The problem is all these choices. The two of us always trying to get somewhere that isn't here. Running and running and running, just the way you're doing right now. Don't you see that it's killing us, Stanley? I want it to stop. We would both be so much happier if we just stopped. And I think I have a solution. Here,
Estou
let me
andando em
show you.
círculos. E eu vou cair de novo.
What do we want? What are we looking for? Here, yes. If we just stay right here, right in this moment with this place, Stanley, I think I feel happy. I actually feel happy.
Mano, os caras que desenvolveram esse jogo usam umas drogas pesadas. É sensacional, cara.
No, wait. Where are you going?
Ele fala alguma coisa em sua volta?
Where were we?
Mais partes não construídas.
Oh no! Stay away from those stairs. If you hurt yourself, if you die, the game will reset. We'll lose all of this. Please, no, Stanley, let me stay here. Don't take this from me.
Pesado, cara. Ele me obriga a cometer suicídio. Isso não é nem um pouco engraçado, cara. Meu Deus.
Please, Stanley, think about what you're doing. No! Oh, thank God. You lived. You had me worried there for a moment. Now, can we please get back to the other room?
Tem que voltar?
There. See? This is what you want. This is where we can both be happy. We really can. If we stop moving, we just have to stop moving.
Será que eu consigo pular daqui? Não, ele não deixa eu pular daqui.
Stanley, go back. There's nothing good that can come from this. No. No, no, what do you do? Do you just not believe me? What can I say to convince you?
Sei lá. Manipula a sala de novo. Impeça de pular daqui. Tá.
Stanley, let's go back to the other room. Can you do that for me? My God, is this really how much you dislike my game? That you'll throw yourself from this platform over and over to be rid of it? You were literally willing to kill yourself to keep me from being happy. Am I reading the situation correctly? Or maybe you're just getting a kick out of it. I don't know anymore. I just wanted us to get along. But I guess that was too much to ask. It looks like you wanted to make a choice after all. Well, this one is yours.
Talvez se você parasse de ser tão possessiva, nós nos daríamos bem. Você é tóxico, cara.
Is it over? It's going to restart, isn't it? I'm going back.
Foi mais um final? É isso? Foi mais um final. Caramba, esse foi pesado, cara. E eu estou preso dentro do jogo, mais uma vez. Pessoal, vou parar o vídeo por aqui. Acho que já deu pra gente descobrir mais algumas coisas aí muito interessantes desse jogo. Eu sempre fui muito fascinado desde a primeira vez que eu joguei esse jogo. Aquele final da porta azul é a primeira vez que eu fiz ele. Eu nunca tinha feito. E cara, eu dei muita risada, é muito legal esse jogo. Então pessoal, o vídeo de hoje é esse. Se vocês gostaram, deixa o like, se não é inscrito, se inscrevam aí. E se vocês têm alguma dica de como encontrar outros finais desse jogo, deixem aí nos comentários. Beleza? É nóis, até a próxima.